Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Mark Chure did this drawing. I use it now as my drawing for the Evangelist of the Imagination. Once again, here I am. It's a members-only stream. I am your Viceroy of Verisimilitude, Robert Meyer Burnett, coming off a 3.5-hour Midnight Metal live stream with Dave Parker. Everyone seemed to like it. I want to point out first and foremost that Elizabeth Gwendolyn Bell, somebody who said they were, was actually not in the chat. She did not tell me to sleep in the Robservatory. Somebody just took her name, and I thought it was funny. I knew it wasn't her. Perhaps I wasn't clear. She wanted me to make it clear that it wasn't her. She wasn't telling me to sleep in the Robservatory. Elizabeth would never do that, at least not when I'm live. How are you, members? Cheers to you. I this is not advocating for Diet Coke in any way, shape, or form, but I'm having it now. As opposed to the copious amounts of Jameson I drank last night. People love these live streams. I want to thank you all for supporting them. I thought it was fun. I thought last night was a fun live stream with Mr. Dave Parker. By the way, if you've sent in a tip or a super chat this morning, I'm going to read those on Robservations. This is not a tip or super chat kind of a show. This is for you. You're already supporting the channel as members. There's no reason to be supporting the channel now, because this is where I'm supporting you. I'm giving back to you, you imagination connoisseurs, you members of this, the Post-Geek Singularity Community. Thank you for your support. You know, like the principal said in Greece, the movie Grease, not the country of Greece. If you can't be an athlete, be an athletic supporter. And I appreciate your support. Let's see, who is here? Louise X. Sparrow is here. A great moderator, a great lady, and a great letter writer. Here's to Louise. Everybody welcome Louise to the chat. She'll put the band hammer on you if you don't. Be nice to Louise. Brian Hepburn is here. Hello, Brian. You can put the band hammer down, or I should say the band wrench. Dean Mikatich is here. Yes, Zoom is next week, Dean. I guess every other week. I prefer, to be honest, hanging out with you members. I prefer doing it Zoom because this is delayed. Like I can't react to you in real time, which is hard. TTM all the way from Norway. Mr. Mork says, "You're lucky you can't see me. I'm wearing a red shirt and eating a leftover casserole. Some alien will most likely kill me during the evening." Todd Michael Januszewski says, "It's kind of you bear daddy image. And we love our daddy bears here in leather chaps with a furry chest and big beards, don't we?" Todd Michael says, "I love the story of the X." Wasn't that a great story? Finding out why Louise Sparrow is Louise X Sparrow. I love that. Julian Mushkin says, "The Wicked Weekend is here." And Darth Plato's like, "Hey, gang." Brian Hepburn says he's more of a Stormbreaker kind of guy. I know. Well, then what we need is a Stormbreaker icon. Grease is the word that you've heard. It's got move, it's got meaning. I used to know all the lyrics. It's got, I don't remember the songs. What can I say? So how is everyone today? Did you watch Midnight Metal? I was there. 3.5 hours. Those shows go by so quickly. I love not having any agenda per se. I can just ramble on, and when I have someone like Dave Parker, who I've known for 30 years, we can ramble on even more, which is fun. It's all good. Todd Michael Januszewski says, "Since my name is complicated as hell, in college I used to tell people I had a silent 4 in my name." Todd Michael, and they believe me. I believe you. MCP Scotty says, "I watched Free Enterprise the other night. I loved it. The Washington connection through the Robert character is super fun." Yes, I mean, I didn't shoot it on Mercer Island, my hometown, but I wish I could have, but it was there. Roberto Suarez is here, and I'm going to thank him for, we'll be doing a Zoom call next week. Still McShave says, "Sipping on a blended whiskey." Nice, Jamie. Jaime Cruz. Jaime Cruz is here. Afternoon, all. Jamie, here's to you. MCP Scotty, I appreciate you watch Free Enterprise. I hope you watch the Anchor Bay version. You know, I'm still trying to get that movie right. I will. What would be interesting is if you go to the Burnettwork Facebook page, I've recut scenes and recomposed them in 2:3:5 to 1. That's what I want to do with the 4K. Mr. Mork says, I'd love to attend Midnight Metal sometime, but it's hard to set your alarm clock to get up in the morning to drink alcohol. Fuck time zones. I know. MCP Scotty says, my dad grew up on Mercer Island. Well, then that must mean he went to Mercer Island schools. Do you know which elementary school and which junior high or middle school, or did he go to MIHS, Mercer Island High School? And if so, when did he graduate? Was I in school with him? I was class of 85. Class of 85. Todd Michael Januszewski says, it doesn't come up much, but whenever my husband and I come across Shizor in any form, we can't but think of the scene in the toy aisle. Well, you and your husband are quality folks remembering that. It's Shizor. God, if only we had Shadows of the Empire to look forward to. Roberto Suarez says, I love seeing John Walker's transformation into U.S. agent in yesterday's Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I agree. It was pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. Brian Hepburn says, I had Midnight Metal on the iPad before it started, fell asleep, and woke up right as the stream was ending. Well, at least you got 3.5 hours of sleep. That's always a good thing. Julian Mushkin says, Rob, a couple of weeks ago, you mentioned the Mushroom Building. My friends and I used to climb all over that thing. I lived on East 88th Street. Dude. I mean, come on. People skateboarded on the Mushroom. I miss those days. I couldn't believe it. You know, when I went back to, I moved to LA in 88. And I remember going back, maybe it was for our 10-year reunion. And the Mushroom was gone. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, why would you tear down that building? And there was like neon. I'm like, what the fuck is this bullshit? I mean, Mercer Island's turned into it's an elite. I could never even afford to, the house that I lived in growing up, I could never afford to live in it now. So weird. Dean Mikatich says, Roberto Suarez, I see next week Bucky and Sam taking the shield off him. Probably, I'm sure. Todd Michael Januszewski says, Shadows of the High Republic, anyone? God, I hope not. Henning Ehlers is here. Hello, Henning. Hi, gang. How are you? Darth Plato says, pass on the High Republic, or pass High Republic. Pass the High Republic, bruh. Yeah. Brian Hepburn says, Walker and Zemo are the real stars of the show so far. I agree. I really think that, yeah. And FYI, if you're going to go for my last name, the J is pronounced like a Y. Januszewski. All right. It's it's Januszewski. Todd Michael Januszewski. I love how you always attempt some of the names and letters. I know, it's terrible. Todd Michael Januszewski. That's a good name. Januszewski. Is that Polish? Polish? Is that a Polish last name? Januszewski. I'll try and remember that. Todd Michael Januszewski. Hope I got that. Mr. Mork says, I really can't wait to see more of the U.S. I've been 3 times, Vegas, New York, and Boston. Next in my list will be L.A. and do a full movie tour and suck in the atmosphere. Come on down, son. I'll take you everywhere. Hey, look who's here. Cinema. Hey, everyone. Just finished Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Holy crap. Best episode to me so far. Wow. Wyatt looks so much like his dad in certain shots of the episode. I agree, but I don't even think that he's Kurt Russell's biological son. I'm not sure about that, but I think I heard that, which is amazing. Jenny, see, I can't, I'm still struggling with that. I'm going to forget it. Januszewski. Or just say Todd Michael. In 51 years, I've never come across another Todd Michael. I have my college roommate, Todd Michael Stanley, but Michael was his middle name. So Todd Michael Stanley. That was weird. The Evergreen State College. Come on, what is more metal than Evergreen? Not anymore, not since 2017. But back in 1985, 65% of the school identified as gay or bisexual, and they threw the best fucking parties, let me tell you. It was awesome. Darth Plato said, friend of mine last week asked me if I've been watching Falcon and the Snowman. I was saying that. I was saying that too. But yeah, I like Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think it's good. Matt Risman's here. I made it. Hello all. Hello, Matt. How are you? How is everything going? See, I can't see you. It's like, I can hear you, but I can't see you. It's like Carol Marcus in Star Trek 2. Who's taking Genesis? I don't know. Did anyone notice that I've got Jimi Hendrix now back here singing next to John Lennon? I move things around. And theoretically, maybe Maximus Decimus Meridius and Michael Corleone from Godfather 2 could be arriving shortly. Which is good because they're much cheaper than Hot Toys figures. Yes, he is Kurt and Goldie's biological son, sir. Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad to know that. Roberto Suarez says, Wyatt Russell is Kurt's biological son with Goldie Hawn. Well, that makes sense because they look exactly alike. Good. Dean Mikitich says, crap, I forgot to watch For All Mankind yesterday. Ooh, I have to catch up. Last week's For All Mankind, when they took back the site, was awesome. Stub McShay says, what's the subject for 665? No clue. I have no idea. Sometimes I don't even pick the subjects. I mean, I have to look. Jimmy is pure metal. Jimmy is pure metal. Jimmy is so metal. I love that. I love Jimmy so much. I really can't wait to get... but he didn't come with... Unfortunately, the hat... His hat was... If you got the first release, but it was supposed to come with the metal band. It didn't. And I was very upset by that. It didn't come with the little metal things that go on his hat. I was very, very upset. Very upset. But I'm going to leave his hat on anyway because he's badass. Jimmy is pure metal. Roberto Suarez says, Darth, there's a great movie from the 80s with Sean Penn called The Falcon and the Snowman. It's true. Jamie Cruz says, my son... Oh, Jamie's son went into the military. And like back when I started this show, like our first Zoom call, Jamie says, my son reported to SERE. Do you say that's SERE? SERE School, Survival, Evasion, Resistance, and Escape today. I'm putting together several Blu-rays to take down in 3 weeks for some R&R when he gets out. Godfather set amongst them. By the way, I've got a great letter to read today. I won't tell you who it's from, about somebody from this community who has never seen The Godfather. It's a great letter. Mr. Mork says, I'm totally flying with you. Wait. I'm totally fly with you falling med Target. Oh, Target. It sounds from French. The correct. Oh, wait. Targie. It sounds from French. The correct is kind of more of a blend of tar and yeah. So tar yeah. Tiberius really is my middle name, and Mork means dark. Wow. So I like saying Terge though. You know I've always said Terge. Tar yeah, Tiberius dark. I'm gonna say that from now on. Tar yeah, Tiberius dark. Julian Mushkin says, but are you experienced? Yes, I am. Todd Michael says, I have a question separate from the unfinished 5-week-old letter I've had sitting in a draft for more than 5 weeks. I don't think I've ever seen you mention The Walking Dead. I used to love The Walking Dead. I loved the first season. But to me, it's a show, my God, it's this, to me, I read the comic. I read the first 100 issues of the comic. And then I just got tired of it. You know, I was like, okay, why don't you guys go to Wyoming where there's less people, less dead around? Move out of, just get in your cars and drive. Why do you put up with this bullshit? It would annoy me. But I like The Walking Dead, but I just don't, you know, I do catch up with it. You know, the first 4 seasons I watched, and then I just kind of let it skate, but then I would catch up with it, and I'm like, this is pretty good. But it just got to me so repetitive. I'm like, these people, leave. It's like the old Sam Kinison routine when there was an Ethiopian famine. You know, he would say, these people in Ethiopia, move to the food. You're living in a desert. Nothing grows there. I kind of feel that way about that Walking Dead. I'm like, why stick around for every asshole group of people, whether you're the Whispers, whether you're Negan, just get the fuck out. Get in cars and go to Wyoming. That's kind of what I thought. But yes, I mean, I love zombie stuff. It got to the point where I'm like, I don't understand these people. Why are you going to build your community when you've got 1 million zombies in a pit just down the road? Don't do that. Move. Get the fuck out. Cinema says, Midnight Metal was fun last night, Rob. It was my first one. Loved how Dave was so tired and you wouldn't let him leave. It was metal. Fun show. I'm glad you thought so. Dean Mikitich says you've got Lennon, Jimmy, and Freddie on the way. Freddie's not supposed to come until until May. Can't wait. Who else is going to make the rest of yours? Who else? You know what? I have to tell you, not a lot of people make rock and roll stars. Hot Toys, I used to have a Hot Toys 2-pack of Michael Jackson from Thriller. And there's also a Michael Jackson from Bad. As a matter of fact, since we're live, why don't we look into that? I'll see, like, go into the eBay. Let's see. Hot Toys, Michael Jackson. Let's see where we're looking in terms of price. Oh, it's not so bad. You know what? You can get the Michael Jackson Thriller 2-pack for, here's one, for $450. And that's pretty good. Maybe I should do that. I mean, not now. Don't tell Elizabeth. But yeah, there's a couple that are in great shape. Look at that. Pretty good. You know, you got the zombie Michael Jackson. You know what though? Yeah, there's the Beat It version. Okay, that would be. Wow, there's no pictures here when you have the Michael Jackson. Beat It. I think that would be. I mean, if the Thriller one is pretty specific, but maybe let's see. Hot Toys Beat It. Let's see what the Hot Toys. It doesn't even say. Let's see. It's certainly not one on eBay. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, that's the one to get. Definitely. Oh my God. Hot Toys Michael Jackson Beat It. $750. I mean, that dude. Even I can't. It's really good though. Really good. Wow, that would be the one to get. The Hot Toys Beat It Michael Jackson. But dude, that's why you gotta buy Hot Toys. You gotta if you snooze you lose. Snooze you lose. But I would love to get. Look, I want Prince. If I could get, I mean, it would be pretty great to get Robert Plant. Would be great to get. Maybe an Eric Clapton would be great to get. I mean, I want Prince, but they don't make a Prince. Tom Jr. Jackson says, "Hey Rob, I've been enjoying the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Jerry Mathers as the Beaver. That final scene of episode 4 was jaw-dropping. Loved watching Midnight Metal stayed up to the end. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's very nice. I'm glad you stayed up to the end." Todd Michael says, "It's become a labor to watch. I feel like I have to watch it because I've spent so many years on it." I know. You mean Walking Dead. Yeah, I know. Todd Michael also says, Kinnison was great. Darth Plato says, "Not to be a nerd, Russell Crowe's characters' names are out of order. Should have been named Decimus Meridius Maximus. Maximus means the greatest." I know, and I have to tell you, I have two other Maximus figures, and they've never released one officially. One of the Maximus figures I have that I've never taken out of the box is him in full Roman regalia from the opening, the Battle of Germania, when he's on the horse. I've never opened that up. I have that, but I've had two. I had a custom back when I had my office like 16 years ago. I had a guy make me a custom Maximus, but back then it wasn't as good. So the Maximus that I ordered again Hopefully it looked good, but it's a third-party figure, so you never know. I mean, they're cheaper, way cheaper than Hot Toys, but we'll see. And it should come. I should have it by next week, hopefully. I'm really hopeful it's great. But you're right, Darth Plato. Henning Ehlers says, appreciated your energetic reaction on The Hidden last night. Oh, man, I love The Hidden. Because of right troubles, it will never get a disc release in Germany. Really? It won't? The Hidden? That's... Oh, right. You probably mean rights. The rights for The Hidden. It's a New Line movie, though. Bought the US DVD during my LA visit in 99 at Tower Records in Hollywood, which is gone now. God damn it. I met Ray Bradbury at the Tower Records on Hollywood Boulevard, on Sunset Boulevard, actually, in Hollywood, West Hollywood. Ray Bradbury. The lovely Emma Bannon is here. Hello, Emma Bannon. How are you? Steve Jacques says, is it Jacques? Steve Jacques says, hi, Rob. Now that you mention SCRE, did you see the Unit series? I never watched the Unit. I never did. I mean, I like that kind of thing. I just never watched it. So maybe I should have. Brian Hepburn says, for me, The Walking Dead got to the point where the only unlikable characters were left on the show. I'm with you there. Stubble says, one thing I didn't really buy with Falcon and the Winter Soldier is how Zemo can basically do whatever he wants. He gets away with everything. They speak up at times when he killed innocents, but there's never any consequences. Yeah, Elizabeth Bell says, I hear you, Rob, but is it really you, Elizabeth, or is it somebody impersonating you? No, I know it's you. Shh. You didn't really hear me. Emma Bannon says, I've heard it's bad. It's bad. It's really, really bad. What's bad? I don't know. Roy Kirk says, testing. My question isn't posting. Well, you should. You know, the Beatles would be great. Oh, you know what? Wait, there's a lot of good questions that just popped up. Brian Hepburn says, Hot Toys needs to make the Beatles, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and Rory Gallagher, and I'll be happy. I don't think they'll make Rory Gallagher and Stevie Ray Vaughan, but somebody could make the Beatles. I would love to get a 4-pack of the Beatles. That'd be awesome. Well, I mean, I've got John Lennon, but Roberto Suarez says, I've been watching Batman, The Brave and the Bold on HBO Max with my 12-year-old son. What a fun interpretation of the DC universe. That was a great show. It feels like DC by way of Pixar's The Incredibles. I totally agree. Dean Mikitich says, I don't think I should go down the Hot Toys rabbit hole. I've got an addictive personality. It won't be good. But I love watching a show with Az. Yeah, and there's lots of things that I like die-cast Gundam figures that I haven't even shown yet. But yeah, it won't be good. It won't be good. Mr. Mork says, I'm still waiting for someone to put out an amazing Bowie figure. That would be it'd be great to have a Bowie figure. I'd love to have a David, like an Aladdin Sane Bowie figure would be awesome. Why is there not a Hot Toy? I don't know. I tried getting a figure from the Labyrinth, but felt like the Bulge was watching me. Emma Bannon says, is he wearing a raspberry beret? You know what? I don't think I would want Prince wearing the sky outfit he has on in raspberry beret. That would be interesting. If they were going to make a Prince figure, what era of Prince would you want? I would have to say, because it's from a movie, I would like the iconic Prince from Purple Rain, because I'd want a late 90s Prince, but nobody's ever going to do that. But it'd be great to have with the long purple jacket. Would be cool. Brian Hepburn says, a new posthumous Prince album drops on July 30th. I pre-ordered that, the deluxe version that comes with the Blu-ray, with the concert version where he actually sings Roxy Music's More Than This off Avalon, which I have to say. Elizabeth says she gave up on The Walking Dead after season 3. Yeah. Stubble says the best band with only one album is BBM with the album Around the Next Dream. Check out the song Waiting in the Wings. BBM is Jack Bruce, Ginger Baker, and Gary Moore. Well, I don't know that band. That's cool. I didn't know that. Mr. Mork says, I've fallen off the Walking Dead wagon so many times, tried, fell off, that I suspect I've become undead. I won't want it because the show has no brains. Yeah, I know. Dean Mikitich says, I've had my fill of zombies. Time for another classic monster to take their place. Well, the one thing about zombies is they're a proxy for us, and the fall of civilization, which I get, but at the end of the day, what are you going to do? Todd Michael says, I've been a lurker. What do you mean? You've been a lurker since the mid-200s and only a member recently, but have you ever given viewers a tour of your shelves? I know my husband and I sometimes debate about what this or that item is. I haven't. I've got to finish cleaning up in here. It's a complete mess. You can't see it, but I need to do that. What I wanted to do was shoot a new opening for the show where I pan across the shelves. And I need to do that because people ask. And I'm waiting also to get Modu cases. I've ordered Modu cases, but who knows when they're going to get here. Like, if you order them now, they won't come till the end of the year. And I'd love to have, like, a Modu case set up. So I used to have this great display case in my old office where my Hot Toys were. But, so, like, I mean, this is a 2-car garage. So the shelves behind me are IKEA Billy bookshelves. And I counted them once before early. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's like, what is it, 15 in here? So you can't, there's a lot of shelves. But it's getting messy. It's just a mess in here, as Elizabeth will tell you. And I really would love to have it clean. But one day, if there's anything you want to know, what's here, send me a DM or something, or a letter, and I'll if you want to look at something, I will show it to you. Because there's lots of crap on these shelves. I mean, like, even this. Like, I have lots of cool shit. Like, for instance, although, look, this is all dusty. This was, Metacom put this out in the early aughts. They used to have, like, minifigures, and this is a tank from Tron. Like, how cool is this? It's pretty badass. I love this. And, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. A little dusty, though. But I love it. Let's see. So, ask away, Todd Michael. MCP Scotty says, do you think Ridley Scott will get to do a follow-up to Covenant, or is the show on Hulu going to be it? I don't know, man. I am not... Alien Covenant was not good. And, I mean, even the alien engineers were stupid. I just didn't dig it. I didn't like it. But, hey. Todd Michael says, Bat Dance Prince. It has to be Bat Dance Prince as the composite Joker. Yeah, but the problem with that is it's not... that was cool, but I'd rather have Purple Rain Prince because he's more iconic and he's more Prince. Julian Mushkin says $700 for the new Optimus Prime toy, which actually transforms by itself on voice command. Look cool. By the way, for those of you, there is a new Optimus Prime toy. It's 20 inches tall, and it does transform. It turns in from truck form to Optimus Prime form. It's amazing, and I'm not a Transformers geek, so I don't think I would get it, but Kevin Smith made a video with Jason Mewes showing this toy. It's really cool. It's really, really, really amazing. It's amazing. Loved it. Darth Plato says Ridley Scott's Covenant was very disappointing, given my hype for Scott coming back to the franchise. Am I off base, Rob? If so, feel free to beat the proverbial snot out of me. No, Brew. What is it? Brew? No, Darth Plato. It was hugely disappointing. I mean, it was just a rehash. They could have done something really interesting, but they didn't. I mean, look, I object to Prometheus and Alien Covenant for no other reason than they've completely demystified the alien. I mean, I think one of the great things in cinema history was the movie Alien. The first Alien is, to me, a perfect movie. And the whole idea of an alien, we will never know. The great thing is that, to me, the great cosmic void, in a way, was so Lovecraftian in the sense that we're never going to know. We're never going to know what is out. At least that's the way it was supposed to be. Where did the xenomorphs come from? Where was that derelict alien ship going with those thousands and thousands of eggs? Why was the space jockey the way? And they just, Prometheus, while as beautiful as that movie was, what they did was they deconstructed everything. You should never know the answer. That's the whole point. Now the alien is now the byproduct of a crazy narcissistic robot android. It's so lame. Bums me out. Any ETA on the Heart of Treks? Asked Jamie Cruz. Would really love to see you and Elizabeth visiting TOS. We still have to do that. I mean, we can barely do whining about movies, but I think like maybe we'll start that. Elizabeth has a 3-week break. So we are going to do a show examining Star Trek episodes, The Heart of Trek, A Couple's Guide to the Final Frontier. I think we'll still do that. I think it's a great idea. So yeah. So yes, Todd recognizes this tank. I mean, what's cool, dude? I got so many little. Oh God, this is so. How's this been so? Of course, this has dust on it from. This has got 20 years of accumulated dust. But yeah, I mean, I've got so much stuff, like little things that nobody would know except you recognize it. But yeah, I got tons of stuff on my walls or on my shelves like that. Julian recognizes it. Tron has a great soundtrack, says Dean Mikitich. Emma says, I used to think sticks and stones would break my bones, but words would never hurt me until I fell into a printing press. She might be cute, but her jokes, no, they're pretty funny. I always smile. Brian Heppard says, Purple Rain Prince with the motorcycle. Bruh. If I could start, I've always wanted to, you know what? I should look into that. I should look into doing what a great 2-pack that would be. Sell it through Zavvi. Purple Rain Prince with the motorcycle. I'd have to team up. Maybe Justin from Justin's Collection could hook me up and we could figure out how to do that. That'd be fun. Mr. Mork says, what is the favorite item you have in your collection? For me, it's a gigantic Unicron head from Transformers the movie, maybe seconded by my Ghostbusters Vigo portrait on canvas. Can you show the Zardoz head? Elizabeth actually has the 3D head that I had, which is actually really accurate. It's great. I have this. My friend Cliff Stevenson, this Zardoz head is actually a belt buckle. So you can actually wear this if you want. Somebody on Etsy made this shit. And I'm like, so here's the Zardoz head that's actually a belt buckle. But there's a 3D printed one like out of sandstone or something. It's weird. And I gave that to Elizabeth. I found it when I was there. Again, I've just got boxes and boxes of stuff. So I don't know what my favorite thing is. I have all kinds of things that are favorites. I don't know. I think my favorite thing is my model of the Enterprise, the refit Enterprise, but I had that made for me. That's probably my favorite thing that I have. Emma says, Scott should walk away from the Alien franchise. Covenant was not good. At least the series is a fresh creative voice. I think it needs a fresh creative voice, but I think the damage might have already been done. I'm not sure. Brian Hepburn said, my kid said the Prime looked cool, but transforming it is the best part of playing with them, so he would pass. Works for me. That's interesting. I agree. Transforming those things is great, but it's still really cool. I mean, it's something to have because you have to talk to it. You have to ask it to transform. It's pretty cool, man. Dean Mikitich says that Prime is cool, but I've seen people in Japan building their own version for years on YouTube with the basic fighting robots they have over there. It's true, but it's pretty neat. Todd Michael says, regarding Prometheus and Covenant, why can't things just evolve naturally? Why do they have to make things with a human creator? It was stupid, so very stupid. I agree. It was so dumb. What a stupid thing to do. I agree. Stubble says, Emma Bannon, it's not impossible that the printing press could happen. My friend's mom got her hand perforated in a stamp perforation machine. She recovered fully. Wow, Stubble, how do you do that? A stamp, and Elizabeth laughs at that. Henning Ehlers says, I was stunned that Dieter needed such a long time to put Runaway Train into his collection. You know what? To be honest, I have not picked that disc up. I should have, and I keep forgetting, and I haven't. I love that movie, though. I love that. I saw that movie in a theater. I love that movie. I love Runaway Train. I think it's great. I love the end. The end is so dope. I mean, what a great nihilistic ending that is, too. I love it. It's fucking metal. Dean Mikitich says, you have not had a chance to fluff your shelves. I fluff these shelves all the time. I got the Swiffer, always fluffing the shelves, but I'm always moving stuff around too. This, however, I found this recently. This probably has dust on it from 20 years ago. So, yeah. Todd Michael says, I was 12 in 82. Of course, I recognize the tank. And let's face it, as you said before, 1982 is a year in cinema that will never be repeated. It will not. You know, I was a little older, 2 years older. In 82, I was 13. So I turned 82 in May of it. In 82, I turned 15 in May of 82. So, yeah, and what a glorious, and Conan the Barbarian was my birthday movie. I took my friends to see Conan for my birthday. Elizabeth said, I've decided to make myself a Zed. Well, you can get the stuff now. I can't wait. Elizabeth says, I'll get the body with the peens. You got to get, so if you get the peens body, where'd I put them? So these bodies are made by Fison, and there's like 10 different bodies, and this is body 31. There's a much bigger body, like a broader body, but these things are great. I mean, these, the reason I got this, I got these bodies, this specifically, because Justin told me, is specifically for Freddie Mercury, and I'm going to put the big peen in his pants so you can constantly see it, because he should be proud. But these are really impressive bodies. I mean, they have inner metal skeletons, and if you want to delve into if you want to get into making custom figures, I mean, there's a whole industry. You can buy heads and all kinds of clothes, and they have everything. And somebody's probably done a Zed sculpt. I mean, hell, let's delve into it. See, let's see if we can see. Maybe somebody has done. Let's see. 1/6 scale. Let's see if somebody's done it. Yeah. Well, there's pins and things. Oh. Somebody did make a Zed, and let's see if it'll register. Maybe it won't, but this is from 2014. 315. Wait, there's no picture. Oh, there's no picture. Sold. I painstakingly researched and executed this custom piece by piece, but there's no picture. The body is from the Hot Toys Alien Colonial Marines Drake figure with added chest hair. Why isn't there a picture of this fucker? Let me see. This, wow. Let's see if I can find it. Images. Somebody's got... Okay, like here's one. This is... it's all right. So, there are people have done, like... Wow, this is actually pretty good. There's a couple of them... Wow, there's a lot. Like this one's pretty good. So there are Zeds out there. There's a Zed bobblehead on DeviantArt. Wow, Elizabeth, you gotta check into this. There's if you look it up, there's a lot more than I would have thought. So pretty cool. So you can get Zed. There are people making Zeds, but not many. Tom Jr. Jackson says, hey, Rob, I got the Captain America Funko Pop, and Captain America is sitting in a chair. As soon as I thought of you. So now when I see a chair for toys, you pop into my mind, as I should, but I don't collect Funko Pops. But the Captain America in a chair, that's kind of funny. I can't wait. I can't wait to get my Michael Corleone from Godfather 2 because he comes with the chair. Stubble says, I think I'll write some Terry Pratchett quotes here until you agree to read one Discworld book. I need to do that. I know. Emma says, I'm surprised that Disney doesn't appear to have visited the idea of a Tron limited series for Disney Plus. Well, there was the animated series, but the Tron Uprising, is that what it was called? But yeah, they should do another one. I mean, why not? That would be cool. Tom Jr. Jackson says hello to Elizabeth. Jamie Cruz says, Elizabeth Bell, when you make your Zed, he will need to make an appearance in one of your episodes. Oh, for sure. Mr. Mork says, Dear Lord, a belt buckle. Nothing is more sexy than unbuckling your pants featuring a stone head from Zardoz. The penis is evil. I know, right? What are you going to do? But it's cool. I mean, I love that somebody made it. Darth Plato says, if you fall into a printing press, the metal of the device is what hurts you, not words. A bomb landing on your head is what will hurt, regardless of the Made in the USA written on the side. True that. Stubble says, Terry Pratchett, I'll be more enthusiastic about encouraging thinking outside of the box when there's evidence of any thinking going on inside of it. That's a great quote. Elizabeth Bell says, Jamie Crew, I'll be replaced by her Zed figure. Totally. Ricky B says, I was really busy in 82 making movies with neon. That's right. Ricky B was making neon in Blade Runner, although it came out in 82. I think the movie that had the most neon signs of all. Elizabeth says, I laughed at Emma's joke. Of course. I laugh at her jokes too. I just pretend I don't. Dean Mikatich says, the three peens. Roberto Suarez says, how come James Bond has never got a proper figure line? Well, Sideshow did a Bond line in the aughts that was pretty damn good. They did a lot of Bond figures, and now Big Chief is doing big figures. They've done Goldfinger, Dr. No. Well, haven't done Dr. No has not come out yet. The Live and Let Die figures and Dr. No is coming. But yeah, I mean, although I've heard that Jazz Inc., I'm not supposed to know this, but Jazz Inc. might do an Aston Martin, which would be really cool, because can you imagine? But yeah, I mean, I would love to get a 6-scale Little Nelly. How cool would that be from You Only Live Twice? Elizabeth Bell said, Zed's peen is wrapped with a bow. It is. Todd Michael says, I'm so out of the toy collecting world, I'm still trying to purge 3,000 plus Transformers, though. My world is mostly air-cooled VWs now. But I'm curious, do you have separate insurance on your garage? No, I don't. Don't try and rob it. I don't. I probably should. My insurance company would never cover my toys when I was an active collector. I know. The thing is, if you tried to come in here and rob it, there's so much shit in here. I'm like, I don't even know what you'd take. What would you bother taking? Emma Bannon says, Elizabeth Bell, I loved your movie. Genuinely had me laughing out loud. I'm glad that that's true. And Elizabeth says, thanks, Emma. Dean Mikatich says, with the way films are being pushed back, do you think you and the lovely Elizabeth Bell will be able to come over here for the UK premiere of Bond? I would love to come see Bond. I mean, I did do that in 2012. I came to see Skyfall. I saw it at the Odeon in Leicester Square. Ugh. What a glorious time that was. We had so much fun. But I don't know. I mean, just between school and all the stuff we do, I mean, money's always tight. And I would love, I mean, I want to stay at the St. Martin's Lane Hotel and, do the London thing well. I mean, I love London so much. It's Barcelona, London, and Sydney are my favorite. And Paris, Barcelona, Sydney, and London are my favorite cities that I've been to so far. And I like Zurich, even though it's kind of sleepy, but I like Zurich too. Stubble also says that he loved Elizabeth's movie. Stubble also goes, Terry Pratchett, give a man a fire and he's warm for the day, but set fire to him and he's warm for the rest of his life. That's funny. Love it. Dean Mikitich says Tron Uprising was really good, but Disney fucked up by changing the time and day it would air. It lost its viewers because of that. I know. Tom Jr. Jackson says, Rob, you're stranded on an island and you have 5 books, 5 albums, 5 movies, and 5 hot toys. Which ones are with you? Oh my God, that's a tough one. 5 books. God, 5 books. What books would I? Probably the longest books. I'd probably take, The Stand. Something by Peter Hamilton. Probably Carrying Comfort from Dan Simmons because it's also really long. God, that's tough. I don't know. The book, that's too hard. 5 albums I would take. I'd probably take the George Schulte recording of Wagner's The Ring of the Nibelung because it's like 15 discs. My box set of the original Star Trek, the Star Trek original series music, because that's gigantic, but it counts as one because it's the same. It came in one box. Probably the score, probably Pink Floyd The Wall, maybe. God, it's tough. Like I can't off the top of my head because I start thinking, I'm like, there's a million things. 5 movies. Okay, movies I would take. I take the Godfather trilogy because it's in a single box set. I take Lord of the Rings because you're getting the most bang for your buck. I'd probably take the Kubrick box set because I get all of Kubrick's movies, and maybe the Hitchcock box set, just because again I'm cheating. But something and maybe the Ingmar Bergman box set from Criterion. Something I get a lot in. It's so hard. That's a tough one, Tom. That's tough. And my 5 hot toys, I'd take my Vito Corleone from Godfather, hot toy, which needs to go up here. God, that's hard. I'd take an Iron Man. I'd probably take Christopher Reeve from Superman the movie. Probably my Hulkbuster because it's huge. It's tough. It's just tough. Catherine is here. Catherine says, I got my vaccine today. Little sleepy, but glad to be here. Glad to have you, Catherine. Yeah, see, Tom, I can't. It's hard. I'd have to really think that. There's too many things. I might take Breaking Bad because that's pretty good. Ricky B says the most neon I did was Francis Ford Coppola's One from the Heart. That had some great stuff. There's some great stuff in One from the Heart. Where's that Blu-ray? Better yet, where's that 4K disc? Why isn't that out? On DVD, he did a really cool special edition. We need One from the Heart on Blu-ray. I'd love to get that. Mr. Mork says, wait, hang on. I just found a crochet Zed on Etsy, chest hair and all, as well as a Stonehead garden statue. Thank God I got my paycheck on Monday. I'd love to see that. See, you can find anything. Jamie Cruz says, Catherine, way to go. Let's get everyone vaccinated and get back to theaters. Amen. Amen. Darth Plato says, some weeks back, Cameron Pasha was on Midnight's Edge and talked a bit about why Tron Uprising was canceled. Ooh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I don't know why. Brian says, hey there, Catherine. Glad you could join us. Stubbles says, I saw that Phoebe Waller-Bridge was going to star in Indy 5. Do you think there will be a romance? I'm not an ageist, but that's quite an age difference. I hope not. I mean, Harrison Ford is going to be 79 years old in July. So it's weird. I mean, I hope that they actually make it more age appropriate. So Harrison Ford is like Sean Connery was in Last Crusade, which makes more sense. I think that would be great. Mr. Mork says he loved Elizabeth's movie, seen it twice, which is good. Henning Ehlers says, I haven't watched the Snyder Cut yet. What order would be the best to compare the 2 versions of the movie? I don't even watch the original Justice League. I hated it so much. The Snyder Cut, while not without its flaws, is way better. Way better. MCP Scotty says, I'm still not convinced Indy 5 will ever happen. Elizabeth Bell says, thank you. MCP Scotty says, watch the theatrical first if you must. It really highlights the Snyder's Cut improvements. Yes. Emma says, what did you think of Kong Skull Island? I loved Kong Skull Island. I loved it. I thought it was great. I love the Vietnam era milieu. I thought it was the perfect American kaiju film. I loved it. MCP Scotty says, Henning, if you watch the Snyder Cut first, you'll never get through the theatrical cut for how embarrassing it is. It's true. Dean Mikitich asks Elizabeth, what software did she use for your film with the mouth moving? I don't know which software she used, but Hassan Chavez asks if Elizabeth and I are going to review some of the Best Picture nominees. I've got to see some of the Best Picture nominees. I'm so behind. I loved what Bill Maher said about the Debbie Downers. I love that, which was totally fun. Tom Jr. Jackson says, I checked with the judges and your box sets are going to be accepted as valid answers, Rob. Well, thank you. I'm glad. Justin wants to know when I'm going to send his copy of African Kung Fu Nazis. I have a whole bunch of stuff I have to send to people, so I got to get on that. I'm bad about that. I'm going to do that. Todd Michael asks, have you watched Thunder Force? Not yet, but I did see that Critical Drinker put a review of it. It's not on my list of things to watch, but the Critical Drinker's review this morning was great. I need to see it. Emma said, I did too. I just rewatched it last night. I think it's good. Dean Mikitich says, Kong rules, Godzilla drools. It depends what movie you're watching. I mean, Kong is a stand-in for a human being. So, as Elizabeth says, that's why we like him. Ricky B says, Elizabeth, you ever run across a 3D model print ready of anything, I would print it for you because you and Rob give so much. Oh, well, that's very nice, Ricky B. What we need is a Z head. A Z head. You know what I want to do? This is nuts, but I want to 3D print the dry dock from Star Trek The Motion Picture in 1/350th scale and hang it up with my Enterprise model and light that whole thing from Star Trek The Motion Picture. I would love that. Justin Toner says, love part 1 of your film, Elizabeth. Mr. Mork says, I'm all in agreement about Skull Island, Rob. I've watched it the other night and had a blast. It's really good. I think it's really good. Tiberius, did I already say that? Tiberius Mork says, in agreement that he had a blast. And Stub McShave says, real stupidity beats artificial intelligence every time. Tom Jr. Jackson says, release Justin Toner's African Kung Fu Nazis. I have to do that. It's right over there. I got to send it out. Darth Plato says, personally, I thought Kong Skull Island would have been more interesting if it had been from the perspective of the crashed American and Japanese pilots. Wouldn't that have been awesome? Like a Hell in the Pacific with monsters? You're absolutely right. I think that would be a good thing. By the way, I love that I was sent Emma Bannon. I think of Emma Bannon as driving around in Lady Penelope Crichton Ward's pink Cadillac or Rolls Royce. It's not a Cadillac, which is awesome. Ricky B says, Todd Michael says, Ricky B, I just posted a pic of a 3D printed massive Klingon Katinga class model to the Facebook page saying Rob needs one for the Robservatory. This thing is massive. Really? Which Facebook? Well, hang on. I have a 1/350th scale Katinga, which I haven't built yet. Let me see. To the Post-Geek Singularity Facebook page? Let's see. Is that where you put it? In the Post-Geek Singularity Facebook page? I'm on it here. Holy shit! Oh my god! That's insane! Ugh. That is so awesome! Oh my god, I have to have that. Wow! That is dope! Ugh. I don't know how you paint that shit, though. Oh, my God. That's amazing. Emma asks, any news on whether Star Trek The Motion Picture will ever see a 4K release? There is talk. There is talk about that. My friends are might be working on it. So, wow, dude, that is dope. As we like to say around here, dopadelica. Dopadelica. Like Shockadelica, the Prince song. Shockadelica. Wow, dude, I need that. Dean Mikitich says, classic Trek had such great designs, including the space docks. Still amazes me that in 12 years of current Trek, there's not one decent design. Dean, I'm with you. There's not one good design in modern Trek. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. It's bizarre to me. There's not one design that I like. Nothing. Star Trek Online has a few designs that are cool, but not that. So hopefully we will get it at some point, which would be amazing. So, yeah. Todd Michael says, would you say that Katinga class ship is, dare I say it, metal? Fuck yeah, dude. It's fucking metal, dude. Fuck yeah. Yeah, no, that is metal. I mean, I love that design. That's incredible. That's an incredible, it'd be so much fun to paint that too. Your thoughts on the Trek 2024 movie announcement? Well, let me quote my own Twitter, my own 2023 actually. My what I wrote on Twitter about that. They've announced Bad Robot is producing another Star Trek movie. As we know, I wrote, and I stand by this, I wrote on Twitter, if I can find it, I think I'm responding. Oh, you know what? Shit. Uh-oh. My mouse has run out of stuff. But basically I said I would be more excited for a reboot of Sid and Marty Krofft's The Lost Saucer than I would be for another Bad Robot produced Star Trek movie. I don't get it. I don't understand. I mean, if you look at the analytics in terms of money, the last Star Trek movie didn't even gross 2 times its budget. And they spend all this money on these movies and they don't perform. And yet they keep getting I don't get it. So yeah, I don't get it, Roberto. Elizabeth says, there's a 3D printer at school, but I'm not sure they'd let me print a Zed, although if I use them for an assignment, maybe. Why not? They might. Mr. Morrick says, you mentioned Alien being Lovecraftian in its mystery. What is your actual favorite Lovecraftian movie? Mine has to be In the Mouth of Madness. I would agree. That or Reanimator are my favorites. In the Mouth of Madness isn't a direct Lovecraft movie, but it's totally Lovecraftian. Jamie Cruz asks Todd Michael, how many pieces is that? Is it on the Thingiverse? I don't know. Brian Hepburn says, I have the Undiscovered Country AMT Katinga class and Enterprise A right here that I've been restoring. That's cool. You got to get that. You've got to get the 350th scale Katinga. It's amazing. Dave Atkins says, hi, Rob. I'm late to the party. Have you got the Crow hot toy? Yes. Yes, I do. I love that hot toy. It's actually right over there. I can see it right now. I love that hot toy. Although I the base to the Crow fell and I can't, it's somewhere here. I got to find it. I love that hot toy. It's great. It's great. Stub McShave says the lack of new designs for new Star Wars and Star Trek indicates a lack of vision for the franchise. I agree. Todd Michael says, I'm not sure. It was posted to one of my modeling groups. When I asked, he said the 3D model is from the Thingiverse, wherever that is. I mean, that's amazing. I don't know what that is. Dave Atkins says, strange in the new Space Jam that Pepe Le Pew isn't in it, but the Trooks from Clockwork Orange are in the crowd. I know, because Pepe Le Pew is supposedly rapey, but Alex from A Clockwork Orange is in the trailer, who literally commits rape and murder. This is the world we live in. Tom Jr. Jackson says, Rob, you need to get the ultimate visual history of Die Hard book. I've heard that it comes with a lot of storyboards and blueprints of Nakatomi Plaza and highlights all the movies and beyond. Beautiful book. I need to get that. I haven't got that. I need to get that. Dean Mikitich says, half of a lot of the early Star Trek Online designs were based on John Eve's work. I spoke to him about what went wrong with Star Trek 09. Everything? Yeah, I know. The Enterprise is terrible in that. I even have the model kit and was like, I don't know if I'm going to finish it. But whatever. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gentle beings, kind souls, all of you members. First of all, thank you so much for being a member of the channel and supporting us in that way. Todd Michael says, every day I see that Blackfire cover and I'm reminded I need to finish Katinga class in Blackfire. You do. Been sitting there unfinished for 2 years. You need to finish it. Dean Miktich says, he told me anyone that mentions that they were fans were fired. He kept his mouth shut and just did what he was given to him. I heard that. Man gotta eat. I agree. Well, listen, everyone, I am going to jump off this because I have to come back in an hour and a half and do Robservations. I want to thank you again all for being members. I very much appreciate that. Keeps the channel going and all of that. And, yeah, we'll be back in an hour and a half. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we will be back there. So, Catherine says, I don't have any hot toys. However, I'm proud of my first 4 figures. I do not have any of those figures. I do not. But, yeah, that's good. Send us a picture. Send us a photo, Catherine. Anyway, I'll be back. I want to thank you all. Next week, we are going to have a Zoom call for members hosted by Roberto Suarez, which was always fun. I like those because I can see you all. So, the 101 release of Screamers. I actually reviewed Screamers for Sci-Fi Universe magazine. So there you go. I will see you all later, and we'll talk then. But thank you again for being members. I appreciate it, and these streams are fun, fun, fun till your daddy takes the T-Bird away. So we will see you soon. Todd Michael, thank you for the kudos. But next week, join us. And what do I say? Be seeing you.